right, folks, it's 3 o'clock. I'd like to welcome everybody to the town hall. This is the first town hall of 2026 for Third Mutual, and we expect to have a number of others as we move forward on specific topics so that we'll be able to address the kinds of concerns and issues that are important to you, the members of Third. I'm Rob Muchnick. I'm currently the president of Third Mutual, if you don't know me. I'd also like to introduce two other board members. We have Howard Fox, who is our treasurer, and we have Jim Hopkins, who's a current board member as well. So thank you. This is going to be a short presentation, and then the bulk of the time will be for you to be able to ask whatever questions you have related to Ting, the internet, and DirecTV. So you'll be able to ask whatever you need to know in terms of those issues. Also know that we are recording this. So this will be available on TV6 YouTube channel. Once we get the link and they put it up there, I will send out an email to everybody telling you what the link is. So if you want to go back and see something or refresh yourself in terms of some issue that you may not have remembered, you'll be able to do that. Also, there will be a schedule that I will send you in that same email of when TV6 will be showing this tape on TV6. So if you want to watch it there, you'll be able to do that, or you'll be able to go to the YouTube channel. Other than that, I will turn it over to Jose Campos. Jose is the Director of General Services, which is actually the area of the VMS service that is concerned with overseeing this project. Jose?
Thank you so much, Robert. Appreciate your time. And thank you so much for coming. Man, Third knows how to throw a party, so thanks for coming out. I want to let you, just by way of introduction, we also have Paul Ortiz here, and Paul is the General Manager of Broadband. We also have some of our partners, a lot of our partners from Ting here. So closest to me is Kara Shendison, and she's the Director of Public Policy and Community Engagement. Bailey Richner is the Community Engagement Specialist. Susie Stetson is the Program Manager, and John Kruger on the end is the Senior Manager for Field Construction. So we brought the entire team from Ting out here so we can help answer your questions. So. And I apologize, I missed David Nunweiler, and he's the program manager over there. My apologies. But we did bring the whole team out here because this is going to be important. But again, we have just a really short presentation just to give us a general overview as far as what's going on. Here on this next slide here, you'll be able to see each of the phases that are going to be involved in the fiber project. And just wanted to give you an idea of when we talk about fiber, what this is, what we're talking about. So there's 5 phases that we want to talk about. The first is going to be the installation of new fiber vaults. So it's shown here on the bottom left picture. I apologize if you can't get a good view here, but it's basically the big vaults in the ground. That's where we're bringing in our fiber to be closest to your homes. That way we'll be able to run fiber directly from our head-end building all the way into your homes. The second portion of this is going to be the construction of the mainline fiber. And maybe you've seen the fairly thick cables that they're laying out miles and miles of this stuff. It's all underground. And again, this is just in an effort to get nearer to your home. And that is the backbone of everything that takes place. There's not really a lot of resident interaction that happens with those two. But these next 2 items are things that are going to be a little bit closer to you as residents. And that's going to be, number 3 is going to be the pre-wire of every building with fiber. And as you look at your buildings, you'll see at the very top, there's what we call a raceway. Here in my middle picture, you can see a couple of gentlemen on ladders. They're going in and making sure that fiber gets close enough to be able to be installed into your home. We call that pre-wiring your homes. That way we get, again, the wiring to be close to your home. The next step is going to be the actual installation into your home. And that's when they'll come into your home. That way you'll be able to have internet directly into your home. In just a second, we'll take a couple of videos and show you about those. I'm just giving you the general overview as far as what fiber is going to look like. But the last portion of what we're going to do is we're going to be activating DirecTV in each of your homes. Each one of you will be shipped 2 Gemini boxes, is what we're calling them. They're essentially set-top boxes, so you'll be able to view DirecTV programming. All of this is going to be included inside of your assessments in 2027, so everyone will have access to that type of programming. Again, this is something that's going to start to be shipped out in August, so we're not quite there yet. I'm sure that there will be a lot of questions, and we'll answer all of those questions momentarily. However, I just want to, as far as timeline is concerned, let you know that this is something that's going to begin being shipped out in August. So again, these are the 5 phases. The first 2 are really construction phases. Number 3 is going to be that pre-wiring, and I'll let you see a video here that we prepared on pre-wiring with our own Lupe Hinojosa.
Hello, my name is Lupe Hinojosa, and I am the fiber deployment specialist for Ting. Today we're going to talk a little bit about our pre-wiring. Pre-wiring is a process in which we run the cable on the outside in preparation for your installation. During this process, you're going to receive a 60-day notice. That 60-day notice is basically letting you know that we're going to have crews that are going to be out here working. Please keep your gates open. If your patio is enclosed and there is a lock on it, please leave it unlocked for the crews to come in, and it can be a little bit easier for the guys to get the wiring done in your home. We'll see some fiber optic cables hanging on the outside of your building, and some of the cable covers will still be off. Within 1 to 2 days, we will return to actually cover that up and make sure everything is sealed and clear. And to ensure that you receive important updates, confirm your phone number and email address with resident services at residentservices@vmsinc.org or call 949-597-4600.
So again, that's what's going to happen to be able to get the fiber close and near your building. We're going to be pre-installing those. And then as far as the installation on the inside of your building, we've also prepared a video to show you what that's going to look like.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, how are you? My name is Lupe. I'm with Ting. I'm the installer for you today. Are you ready for my installation?
By all means, come on
All right,
in.
I got to first put on some shoe covers if you don't mind.
Don't mind a bit.
Mark, so today we're going to go ahead and install an ONT for you.
Okay.
ONT stands for Optical Network Terminal. That's a big word. However, what is an ONT? An ONT is a modem. The modem is going to be installed on the wall right by your window here in just a few minutes. It will take me approximately about 10 to 15 minutes to install this.
Well, that's not bad.
You'll see me walking in and out, and that's just me punching in the cable, and then we're going to seal every single hole that we drill for you.
Great.
At the end, we're going to install a router for you. It's called an Eero router. It's a mesh, and I'll give you instructions on how to download the app.
Okay.
Downloading and installing the Eero app is very easy. Just follow the next 3 steps and you're ready to set up your Eero pod. Open the App Store. Search for Eero. Press Get to download the Eero app.
Okay, Mark, so we went ahead and installed your ONT, and your ONT is mounted on the wall here.
Right.
Now there's going to be 3 solid lights. We need to see those lights always solid at all times. Okay. There's a power light, there's a broadband light, and then there's a service light. The power light indicates that there's power, sufficient power coming into the ONT.
Right.
The broadband light indicates that there's light levels. In other words, that there is signal coming from the outside.
Okay.
The last light is the actual service light. That means you paid your bill. Now, if you paid your bill, you're going to get a service light, or your service is ready to be used.
Good.
There is a 4th light. The 4th light blinks intermittently, and that light will blink when there is activity going on in your home network. Now, let's talk a little bit about setting up your app, your Eero app.
Okay.
Create an Eero account. Enter your phone number or email address. We'll send a verification code to you via text message. Enter this code on the verification screen of the app to create your account. Create your Eero network. After tapping Next, the Eero app will begin to look for your new Eero device. Your Gateway Eero's LED will begin to flash blue, and then turn a solid blue once found. Once your Eero device has been detected, select a location for your Eero device. Enter your network name and network password. This is how devices will join your network.
Now that you've downloaded the app and we've actually set up your app and we set up your Wi-Fi, here's where you can write down your username and your password. Your SSID is your actual username for your Wi-Fi. So when people come to your home, they're gonna say, what's your Wi-Fi number? Well, what's your Wi-Fi name? This is the card that you can give them. It's gonna show you the password for your Wi-Fi and your unique name to your home.
That makes it so much easier if there are any problems in the future for all of us.
Now, if there's any problems, and hopefully there's never problems, but if there is any problems, I'm leaving you behind a couple of magnets that you can put on your refrigerator and you can have
Wonderful.
handy.
They're going right up on the door of the refrigerator when you leave.
Thanks, Mark. I really appreciate it.
Perfect. And here for the next slide here, we'll have John present the next couple of slides.
Yeah, so this is just speaking to the construction timeline as it is for the Laguna Village as a whole. We kicked off construction in June of last year. You can see highlighted with the purple line here on the top of the slide, and that was in the southeast work zone. And it is going to continue on through the fall into October 2026 when we will wrap up construction. And then right below that, we have the green line. The green line is the resident installed timeline. So that's you guys here and everybody in the village with you. We began those timelines in fall last year. October 25 installs kicked off, and we'll be continuing those late into the fall of 26. Down here on the bottom, the last color we've got there is the orange one. It shows the DirecTV view, and when that will start to roll out to residents to be able to stream that and watch it on their TVs. And if we go to the next slide, it'll show the breakout of the different zones we have. So as it's colored here, we have Third Mutual will be part of the green section that you see, and then everything on the left side of the map that looks a little reddish and light blue has a large part of your guys' community in it.
Perfect. Yeah, again, this map is just kind of an indicator to show you where we're going, and as far as where we're going to start in the southeast section around Gate 3 area and then work our way counterclockwise as a general plan here. And then on the last slide here,
Yeah, so this last slide is just some information that you can take with you or take a picture of, or again, it's going to be on YouTube, but these are some emails and some places you can go to. Laguna Woods Village website, if you just search Ting, it's going to take you to some wonderful frequently asked questions, and that's going to be very helpful, but we also have the Ting site as well. And I do encourage you especially to go to the PC Club website. They have FAQs that is more in-depth, and they'll be able to share information with you. And be sure and attend any of the PC classes that they have for networking and things of that nature, like this one right here. This is going to be on the 20th. Gary Russell is the PC Club president right here, and we have Dennis from the Mac Club as well. They've been very influential in helping us get the word out. So this class is actually going to be on February 20th. So if you have any questions regarding, hey, how do I do a lot of this stuff? Because I'm sure a lot of you are thinking like, wow, I don't know how to do any of that. It sounds complicated. Well, I'm sure all of you have stayed in a hotel at some point, and all you've done is look at the hotel username that tells you what network to tell you to go to, Hyatt, and then it'll tell you the password on the little card they gave you. And really, that's all you're doing with the new network. So you can think about that as I'm just checking into a hotel, but now you're checking into your own hotel. So that's how easy it is just to get the information to the router. And then same thing with anybody that visits with you. If you have, Gary can kind of verify this, maybe we'll have a question or two about that, is like you have a current network and password. How many of you have West Coast internet? That's a lot of hands. So Gary especially tested the Eero router, and we said, well, what if we call the Eero router the same network name that you have now, your Netgear with the crazy antennas, and your password? it actually works. Your devices will see whatever router is probably nearby, and so you really don't have to worry about a lot of your devices connecting. So just before we were telling people, just name it your manor number and then say password, and when the tech leaves, you're done. But now with testing, thanks to Gary, we found that you can call it the same thing, and your devices aren't going to know which network they're on, but they're still going to work. Because a lot of times people will, especially the printer, the printer's not working anymore, you guys broke it. Well, the printer's talking to someone else, basically, and now you want it all to talk within the same family. So I just encourage you to be a part of the PC class. Be sure to go to their website, thepcclub.org. And again, Gary's phone number is up there. He's got his phone number and email address. And again, Dennis from the Mac Club, and then we have our wonderful ambassadors that help us throughout the year. They're actually residents. And then Gary, I think we'll talk a little bit later about some people that are actual professionals. And if you don't want to sign into your new hotel, they'll have somebody that can help you. There is a fee for it, but they can help you and network all your devices. One thing to remember, when they do the installation, they're only going to connect 2 devices. So that doesn't mean the network can only handle 2 devices. The network can handle well over 120 devices. But as you can tell, some people here have 30 devices in their home. The installer would be there all afternoon looking up username and passwords for all these devices. So when the installation comes to your home, just know that, hey, I really want my laptop and my TV. And yes, your TV is on a Wi-Fi network if your TV is smart, or your phone and your laptop. So just think that's 2 devices. Don't think like, oh, well, he only connected 2 devices. He didn't do my printer. He didn't do my oven. He didn't do my refrigerator. Those are things that you or your son or even a professional can network with using the menu of those devices. So just know they're going to connect 2 devices, and then they're going to move to your neighbor's house, connect their 2 devices, and move on and on and on. So at this point, unless you all have anything more to share this is where we really get interesting, is we just want to hear, instead of us talking all the time, we want to hear what your questions are, and then we have answers for them. And right now, if there's 2 microphones on each side, if you have any questions regarding the Ting network, installation, DirecTV, anything that's related to today's topic, we're happy to answer them. That
Yes,
would be
if possible.
helpful, yes. So that everybody can hear you, because we probably all have about the same question in our head. And we are recording this for television, so please use the microphone. Yes, sir.
Hi.
Please say who you are and maybe your manor number. That's kind of protocol, and then we'll go from there.
Hi, Kobe Bennett, 2381, Unit 3D. Seriously, on behalf of my generation, who is now coming into the retirement, era and coming into the village, I've already been a resident for over 10 years now, and I have to say, I've been very disappointed in both the internet and cable up to now. My biggest complaint, and I'm sure it's a huge complaint for everyone here, is the frequency that the internet goes down, and we being told, oh, it's your router, you need to replace it. No, I'm sorry, that's not the case. Also too, with the TV service being ran through coaxial at the same time the internet is, our TVs get pixelated, freeze, garble up, anytime the internet goes down. So what assurances are we going to get from Ting that this will never happen again?
I can help answer that. If some of you have seen me speak for the last 5 years, we started 5 years ago talking about this project, and I always told you, you have a 1999 Toyota Camry, and it's on its last legs. It's got 250,000 miles, and we're at the point that someone's going to pick us up in a tow truck on the side of the freeway. Well, that's where we've been in the last 2 years. The cable system he's talking about has a lot of electronic components, has a lot of failures. As I told you, even 5 years ago, our manufacturers do not support that equipment anymore. They don't make that equipment anymore. So fortunately, we have staff here from broadband that's averaged about 30 years that knows how to fix things and keep it going as best as we can. But there are components in it that just fail because it's like having an old engine in your car, and eventually the transmission, the engine, and things start to fail. So we're assuring you that this project is going to be, it's light from our broadband building to your home. There's no electronic components in between, or a lot of components. And it's going to be the best technology that's available today. So ask your children, your grandchildren, where's cable TV going? And they're going to laugh at you, right? It's a dinosaur. It's AM radio to us, and you already are well ahead of the curve. I live in the surrounding area. We're all going to be on coaxial cable for years because Cox Communications and other cable operators aren't going to have the initiative to go out and build you a new network and hope you stay online, especially with over-the-top services like Netflix and Philo and Hulu and all these other things that are happening. So I think to answer his question is that, yes, we're going to be giving you much, much better service, and that's going to be on the internet and on the television side. Right now, if you have basic television, you can't record any of your programs. You can't schedule any of your programs. You don't have a guide for any of your programs. When DirecTV comes on, you'll be able to do all those things. And they're offering you Paramount Plus with Showtime, ad-free, and HBO Max, ad-free, at no charge. So it's a pretty nice package.
I also want to talk a little bit about speeds. Right now, a lot of you raised your hands that you have West Coast Internet. You probably have speeds anywhere from 65 megabytes to 250. Maybe the fastest we even offer is 500 megabytes. I will say with our new Ting device, we're going to get 2,000 megabytes up and 2,000 megabytes down. So the system itself will be much faster. That'll help with a lot of some of the issues that you're having as far as capacity. So very excited to offer that.
We're going to alternate? Yeah.
Sure. Yes, please.
Can we set up a second guest network with passcode different than our personal?
I don't know.
Just curious.
That's a Gary question. Yes, according to Gary, that's a yes. Okay.
For those of us,
See, every time we come out to one of these things, we get a question. We're like, whoa. So that we're learning something as we come out all the time as well.
I pay extra for apps, certain, in addition to HBO, like, Apple and whatever. So how easy is it going to be to transist to direct? In other words, I assume I'll pay extra for the ones you don't offer, but how does that work?
It's going to be transparent to you because right now you're probably using West Coast Internet, right?
Yeah.
Or someone.
Right, but I also have a
Yeah.
Google TV in my living room and a Roku in my
Yeah.
bedroom.
Once you network those TVs, your home screen is going to be the exact same. So if you have Netflix, you have Amazon Prime, you have whatever, hopefully Village Television here in the future, your TV is going to see the same. It's just going to talk to a different network. So it's not going to affect anything you're doing with the current internet is not going to be affected by our new network. So you'll still have your Netflix and you'll have your Hulu and everything else, and you'll have a DirecTV stream app with your homepage.
I guess what I'm asking too, for example, you mentioned two that are going to be provided in the program. So I have to cancel it from the what I'm paying for?
On 2 devices, so not 2 apps, 2 devices. So like you could have 10 smart TVs in your home,
Right.
and we're only going to connect 2 of them.
Right.
Yeah. So and you can have all the apps that you're talking about. Those can be on numerous devices. That's your choice.
Okay, I'm not asking this
Miss
right.
your question?
No, Paul, she's asking what happens if she already has Paramount Plus.
Right, how do
Keep
I?
it. Oh, well.
Okay, but it's going to,
Okay, so in particular with Paramount Plus and HBO, I'm sorry. So if you have Paramount Plus now, you would just cancel it, and then now you have a new,
Okay.
credential, and then if you have HBO Max, you would just cancel it, and you're saving yourself about $25 a month.
Right. And the last, I had two questions. The other one is, both my big TVs, for example, are mounted on the wall. Is that going to be a problem with the box, whatever you're hooking up?
So if your TVs are smart,
Right, they are.
they're on, so all you can do is download the app, and you don't even need the box. And some operating systems are different because TVs are manufactured from countries from all over the world. If your TV, and you can try it tonight when you go home, and then you'll know that you're ready to go, download the DirecTV Stream app. You don't need the box. We're just offering the box because there's a lot of people that don't have smart TVs, and you won't even need the box. You can watch DirecTV on your phone, your tablet, up to 4 devices, and you won't even need the box.
And I want to share with everybody, when in our house back in Florida, we had Eero, and it's wonderful. And I just want everybody to know that it works really, really well.
Thank you.
My name is Linda. I live at 5583. It's one of the 110s. And I have a big concern because I need to have high-speed internet at both ends of the home. And my understanding is that if the unit, which it is over 2,000 square feet, then you are able to put 2 devices that relate to the internet up. That's question 1. Question 2, you said you can connect 2 devices. If we are not gifted, are we going to have to pay somebody to come in and be competent about connecting other devices?
Sure.
And who is that going to be? Ting? Is Ting profiteering from that? My question 3 is that I believe a few people already have Ting in action here. And I get around. I am told by somebody, more than one person, that although Ting, in theory, goes up to 2,000, whatever you call it, that there are people who are not getting as good an internet service now with Ting as they were in the past.
Sure. All right, I'll take this one. First, starting with your first question as far as being able to network those in, as you mentioned, it's actually homes that are over 1,500 square feet are going to be getting 2 devices. So we'll go ahead, as they come around and do the installation, they'll be able to network those together, so that'll give you some better coverage inside the homes. The second question had to do with, I've already forgotten.
Devices?
Devices, thank you. What's going on with the devices I hear that you're able to connect to, again, just for lack of time, as they come into your home, they'll happily go over and help you connect 2 of these devices. How do you get the rest of them on? One of 2 ways. First of all, again, we had the PC Club do a little bit of testing, and they said that if you're able to know what your current Wi-Fi name is and your current password, on the new system, we'll name it the exact same thing. That way, when we do that, and we turn off the West Coast one, everything will automatically migrate over to the new one. So you won't even have to do that. So that's a little bit of a homework assignment for each of you. Go home and figure out what that username and that password are. That way when they come and install it in your home, you'll be able to do that. But if that's not available to you, if you don't have it, members of the PC Club are doing a couple of things. A, they're having workshops where they'll show you how to do it yourself. And B, if you want a little bit more of a white glove service, they can refer you to some of the members inside their own community, and then that would be up to you to contract between yourself and them. They do have some flyers where they can provide that for you. But again, the service is there and the education is available to everyone. If you require a little bit more, there's also people that will come out for a fee.
Yeah, the PC Club has this service called Resident Internet Services Experts, and it has a list of contacts. It's a little brochure here, so pick one up or go stop by the PC Club on the 3rd floor in the community center, and they'll be able to help you out. And one of the things is too, so if you're worried about devices and how they got connected, my question is always, how did they get connected in the first place? Because somehow you're using them and someone helped you. But again, we have lots of resources. We're not going to let anyone kind of be left in the shadows. We'll make sure that you either get the right information or someone can help you.
So I have hopefully an easy question. for those of us that have a very successful network within their home already, does the ONT have Ethernet out, or is it SPF plus out?
Yeah, so it does have, so basically the ONT is your cable modem, and the ONT is going to talk to your router, and then your router is going to talk to your switch.
I'm just asking what type of port out it has.
Power out?
No, what type of port?
It's going to be a Cat 6.
Ethernet port.
Ethernet out.
Yes,
That's
sir.
all I wanted to know.
Okay, yes, sir.
Hi. I'll complain about the height of the microphones once again. My name is Paul. I'm at 5353P. I have a bunch of questions. Don't know where to start, but I think you've answered some of them. Let's start off with the head end. How redundant is the head end? What are you using for security?
What are we using the broadband building for?
Nope. The head end of Ting, you have a head end come into community, right?
It's at the broadband building.
You're bringing in what, two or three T1s or whatever? How redundant is it? And what are you doing to mitigate security issues in case of a cyber attack? Now that starts at the head end. I could ask for a block diagram, but that's going to take some time. I'm concerned about pre-site visits. Were there any pre-site visits? As an example, my cable comes into a bedroom, which is fine, but it comes in at the very bottom of a floorboard. And is there flexibility in raising the Eero device up on that wall higher? Also, I have a question about the device itself on the backside, on the LAN side. You mentioned an Ethernet port. How fast is that port in case I want to bring it over to my router? I understand I can use Wi-Fi off the Eero. That's okay. And then, of course, you already answered one, but how do I connect the TV? You're going to bring us a set-top box, which I take is a wireless box, to connect my TV. So let's see, we covered security. We want to know how the LAN works off the back of that router. Let's see, the amount per month, once this is installed, because right now I have West Coast Internet at about $56 and broadband at about 22. So what's my final cost if I'm just using the Ting network? I was concerned about how much we're going to spend. And then a couple of my friends asked me this. They want to hook up an extender because they're concerned about the Eero reaching the entire part of their home. Is there a recommended extender? And I think I covered pretty much all the questions I have right now, unless you do want to go through a block diagram, and then we can talk about the wide side and the LAN side and redundancy and how much cybersecurity you have and how somebody going to get into my unit at my house. Am I going to be cyber attacked? There's a lot of other questions that go on here when you start talking about Wi-Fi and people bringing in these type of networks. Anyone?
Hey, John, do you want to take any of that?
I'm sure they will. Thank you. Thank you very much for listening.
Yeah, on the head end side, the equipment is placed in the broadband office like they spoke. It's got a really nice setup there, and it has two different feeds from two different providers in the area going south down to California and north out of California, so that we can bring in kind of the best redundancy they have available in the area. The cybersecurity and the cyber threat stuff, that is all kept at our network operations level. So that's a virtual team that sits kind of all over the U.S. that monitors our cybersecurity for Ting nationwide, and we've plenty of protocols in place that protect the other 200,000 people that are passed by Ting as well, and we speak very highly of the security there. On the Eero question you had there, the port that comes out the back is a 2.5 gigahertz, so 2,500 megabytes you can run out of that Ethernet cord to a switch or anything else you have there. And I think the other question I can speak to right away would be the Wi-Fi extender. The Wi-Fi extender system with Eero is another Eero, a second one. They mesh together. And by what mesh means is it's just a seamless network. So if you walk from one end of your house to the other, it's not going to go from network 1 to network 2. They just seamlessly talk to each other the entire time.
I think your last question was the cost. Was that the last one?
Yeah, I asked about the cost.
Yes.
I also asked about how much flexibility do we have on the install, because like I said, my cable comes access to it?
And so since this is recorded, I want to make sure it's through the microphone so they hear it at home. And the question again was, is there any flexibility as far as install?
Well, we've really developed a standard since we started it. So you've probably read letters to that are like stay out of our bedroom. So we are now making sure that the active component, follows the cable operation. So they're really trying to get into the living room as much as possible unless there's some kind of obstacle in the way. So then, like you said, a pre-site visit. So what happens when you do the installation, the installer will come in, look at the entry inside the home, and then determine which the best point of entry is. And then they would figure out, can it be higher or lower? The other thing is, like, if you wanted to, put your router on a shelf, you can always get a longer Ethernet cable and just bring it up to an end table or something of that nature to raise it. There's also wall mounts that you can use to just put it on the wall. So there's many different things you can do, but a lot of it, they're just not on the outside and just drilling in and hope that they're not hitting your brand new television or whatever you might have on the other side. The installer will come in, just like you saw in the video. He'll discuss what's going to be happening in your home and then mark the spot, and then that'll be the entry. There is some flexibility. We are not doing custom installations, so we're just a matter of it should be in the living room and it should be within reason. The biggest thing is where's the outlet? Both of these units still need power. So we just want to be near the outlet and nearest the closest point of entry of where your cable is coming into your home now, your coaxial cable.
Yeah, just a quick follow-up. As I mentioned, my cable comes into a bedroom, which is fine. However, the location of that piece of cable is down by the floor. Now, with our cable boxes, they run another piece of cable up to the cable box, so it sits rather high, obviously. So the real question is, again, how much flexibility do we have in moving that aero box up higher than it is, because we're not going to be able to have the same type of extension that we have now. Right now, I got cable coming into the house. I can put an extended piece of cable, coax if you like, and it runs up to my cable modem, and it comes up where I can actually reach it, because I'm getting kind of old, and it's difficulty reaching down and tie my shoes.
And every home is different. I've been in hundreds of homes now, but again, his question is there flexibility? This is not a demand. I mean, obviously this is a GRF product. It's a kind of like your sink or any of the other things in your home. Ting owns the actual equipment. The GRF is in charge of this project. So we're encouraging everyone to let us in the home. But, as you mentioned, there is a flexibility. Let's talk, what are our options? Again, it's not a custom install. We're going to go and do this and do that. Maybe we can do that later on in the future. But right now, we have 12,736 homes to get to by the end of this year. So let's just kind of work together and make sure that we come up with a good solution.
And as far as cost is concerned, I'll go ahead and address that. As far as Ting Internet is concerned, it's going to be $40 per month, and that's going to be part of your HOA assessment beginning January of 2027. As far as DirecTV is concerned, it's $25 per month, and again, that's going to be part of your HOA assessment. So currently, you write checks to West Coast Internet. You will no longer have to do that. It'll all be included in your homeowner's assessment.
All right. My questions are also regarding cost. Right now, I have the West Coast Internet. And I'm only here part-time out of the year. I'm only here for 6 months, okay? So currently, I have West Coast Internet. Will just turn it off for me. I don't have to pay their fee, okay? The other option is, do we have to get DirecTV? Because I don't really need it, okay? Right now, I'm just using broadband, that's coming over 247, all those kind of channels, and I just have an Apple TV hooked up to the West Coast Internet thing, and that's it, okay? Yeah. And do you have to have Ting at all? Because right now, when I came back last time, West Coast Internet kind of really messed around with me, trying to tell me I have problems and everything. I needed a new router and everything. I was determined to solve my issue, so I just went to AT&T and got a wireless router, and that's it. So I'm just paying for that.
Yeah, so Ting is a bulk agreement. You all know that you live in a shared cost community. So in order for us to get that $40 price, that meant everyone in the community was going to get it. in order to get the $25 DirecTV package, which I think retails for $90 right now, it was because everybody would get it as part of the shared cost. Just like today, you all pay for that basic channel lineup in your assessment. It's about $31 this year. And then like this gentleman, he probably pays another $22 for a set-top box, and then he pays West Coast Internet another $56.50. So what, he's almost in at $100. And so, you know, it's not really a choice. So, you know, if you don't play golf, you do pay for the golf course. If you don't ride horses, you do pay for the equestrian center and horses and everything that goes along with it. It's part of our shared cost concept. And in order to give you the best pricing, it's a bulk agreement. And that's really how we got your programming in the first place back in the 70s and 80s, was that we signed up with an organization and said we would buy it in bulk. And that's the only way to keep costs within any kind of, you know, reasonable effort right now. So, and the cable system is actually going away. Coaxial cable is going away. So your cable, you won't be, people are saying, well, why can't we just, you know, watch 2, 4, 7? Well, the actual cable operation is being sunset. And just like I mentioned a little while ago, we don't have enough equipment to keep it going for another year or even 5 years. So that's why it's important that we move forward with fiber.
Thank you.
I do want to share another benefit that you are going to get, especially for those of you that may move for part of the year, and that is that those DirecTV boxes that we keep telling you that will be shipped to you, you can actually take those with you to a different state as you travel, and that will work for you. So wherever your second home is, you don't have to pay for cable there anymore. You'll be able to take your box with you. You can go and change it up to 4 times per year. That way, whenever it is that you land in Virginia or wherever it may be, then you'll be able to have programming there. So that is another benefit that you'll have.
Okay, 2 quick questions, I think very mundane. Right now, if we have problems with internet, we call West Coast Internet. If we have problems with broadband, we call broadband. If we should have a problem, who do we call?
Ting would be your internet provider from now on, and they actually have 24/7 support, and they have a website that you can chat. So you're going to get a lot more customer service than what we offer you today. So Ting is going to be your internet provider, and you would have their customer information.
They would get us all their phone numbers and
Yes,
website.
ma'am.
Okay, second quick one. In terms of the installation, will we have some say as to when they come in to do our in-house installation? We might be on travel or something during a period of time.
There is some say in that. You know, obviously we want to work with everyone because we can't get in the home unless you let us in the home. So if you're traveling and you're going to miss, basically you're going to get a 60-day notice. And at that time, you're like, oh, wow, I'm going to be in Europe during this time. The scheduler contacts you, and then you would say, hey, I'm going to be back in July. Okay, so then we put you in what we call the long queue. And then when you come back in July, you call the same phone number and say, I'm back. And okay, here's some windows and dates that are open, and we'll talk and make sure the crew gets out there and helps you out.
So my name is Sonia, and I live in 3020. Unlike the first person who asked you a question, I've been extremely happy with my cable and my internet. I have had no problems, really. My question is DirecTV. You mentioned, you know, when you go to a hotel, well, I stay in a lot of Airbnbs, and there's always DirecTV, and to be honest, one of the reasons that I love Laguna Woods is because I watch BBC World News, and I have it on like every time I have a meal or whatever. I watch it all the time. With DirecTV, I found in my Airbnbs that I'm not seeing the same programs that I see on cable with BBC or CNN. It's like it's not always available all the time. So how does that work? How will I be able to see BBC World News?
Yeah, I think Susie is checking the channel lineup right now. One thing I want to share with you, though, is that when you see DirecTV website or the retail costs or the packages that they're offering, don't think that that's the package you're getting. You're getting a very unique bulk agreement package that's a lot better than the all the channels we offer you right now. I'm not sure BBC World is part of our channel lineup, but it's a lot better than the lineup that we currently have for you. And then as this rolls out into August, probably in the next April, May, we would have a better idea as to, because as you've all read, the media landscape is being bought out and changed every single day. We have no idea who's going to own what. So what we're trying to do is firm up that channel lineup. We have a very good idea of what the foundation is. You know, I can, off the top of my head, I'm thinking Paramount Networks is one, Ovation is one where you would have to have a set-top box and rent it from us, but it's part of the channel lineup. There's a couple other ones like that, but as this rolls out, we'll try and find out. And Susie is giving me the thumbs up. So.
And is it real time or is it?
Yes.
So it's all 24 hours.
Yes. Right.
That's the thing I never find in my Airbnbs with DirecTV. So I was just curious.
Right. Our lineup is going to be very unique to our community, and that was one of the things we were able to negotiate with DirecTV is the cost. And something we haven't really shared with you yet is when you're talking about cost, our programming costs have gone to nearly $5 million now. And those rates go up every year about 10 to 12%. And really, it's really sports programming. And, you know, Disney makes you take all the Disney channels and all their ESPNs, whether you want them or not. So what we were able to do is with that $25, we said you cannot raise your pricing because it's that introductory offer and then they charge you 3 times more 2 years later. It's only a 5% increase every year. So it comes out to like $1.75. So even in 2028, your programming costs are only going to be about $28. And right now you're paying nearly $31. I hope that answered your question.
Well, I just hope I get BBC World News. That's all.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you.
Sonia. Sonia. We're going to take that as a follow-up. We do have several variations of the BBC channel, but we just want to ensure that it's BBC World. So if we can connect after the meeting, we'll be sure to get your contact information and reach back out to you.
Hi, my name is Saluk. I live in 3298P. First of all, thank you for the presentations, and also thank you for the opportunity for organizing this briefing. I have some more overarching questions based on what I heard and what I saw quickly on one of the slides. Before coming here, by the way, 8 years ago, I lived in North Carolina, and our community went through a transition from coaxial to fiber optics, and the final result was extremely improved in terms of the upload and download speeds. And we were getting about gigabytes of upload and download. And I was concerned, I forgot your name, first gentleman mentioned that the new system we're going to get is only going to provide about 200 megabytes.
Sorry, 2,000, 2 gigs.
Oh,
it's megabits. Bytes are 8 bits, so it's 2,000 megabits per second. And he just mentioned something. It's symmetrical. So right now, some of you might have 500 megabits with West Coast Internet. You're paying $75, and your upload speed is maybe 25 or 50.
Yes, so that's right.
Yeah, so that's not very good. This is up to 2,000 up and down, and the beauty of it, because I have Cox Communications, they charge me $10 every time I go over my data cap. There's no data cap.
Okay.
So this is honestly, when we get this built and in 2028 and there's a big parade somewhere, everybody in Orange County is going to know about Laguna Woods and the blazing fast speed of internet and DirecTV that you have. Because no one has it in the surrounding communities. Right now, you might get a gig for $120 a month. But what we're doing for you and what you're doing for yourselves
I thought I heard 200,
critical.
So that's why. Thanks for the correction. So I'm pleased with that. The other thing is that I guess this ties into DirecTV in some sense. There's a picture of a satellite dish in one side of the buildings. So are the buildings going to have satellite dishes?
No, this is all through streaming. DirecTV doesn't even do satellite anymore. No one does. I don't
Okay,
think.
what was
Yeah.
that satellite dish then? It was on the picture then.
No, that's
on the slide. I did not imagine that. I saw.
no. We didn't have a satellite dish in any of the presentation.
Oh,
Yeah, some
maybe-
some do.
maybe
Some
that
still
picture
do. That's
was
old.
taken on
Yeah,
the
old
home,
school, and that's why DirecTV is moving to the DirecTV stream because they don't want any of the material, any of the hardware anymore. You don't need it anymore. As long as you have enough bandwidth, you just download the DirecTV stream app. You're done.
Okay. Well, going back to the cost, I'm not going to ask a question, but just a comment. You know, of course, I haven't seen the basic package, but I know that there's going to be like Netflix and things like that. That's going to be added. But aside from, no, forget. I take the Netflix. All right. I heard the objection from behind. So no, I mean tennis channel or something else channel. You know, there will be additional cost, and we have to see down the road how much the final bill for each home is going to be.
Just like today, there is a basic lineup from DirecTV, just like you have a basic lineup from GRF Cable. But if you want more movies, entertainment channels, sports channels, then you would go to DirecTV on their website or retail to get any of the channels that maybe you want to watch. If you're a real big sports fan, you're probably going to want their sports package or what they call their ultimate package. And then that would be an additional charge that you obviously would subscribe to.
Hi, my name is Frank Correa, and my address is 5066, excuse me, Avenida del Sol. Several questions. The modem, which is installed on the wall, does the resident have a choice as to where that goes? Because you kind of stated that most of the installs so far, or the focus has been on the living room. And we have an office, so no iPads or whatever other than a smart TV is used in the living room. So, so do we have a say as to where that box is going to be installed on the wall? Plus, I noticed the height, which is a bit intrusive, depending on where it's put. And then the Eros bases, I'm not familiar with that at all. So is that you get two of those, and does that spread the Wi-Fi through the house? Am I understanding that correctly? Okay. Somebody's behind.
Yeah, so let's, he kind of asked that question again. So just so we're clear, when we get to your home, we start the install process. That's where we're going to have some common sense, hopefully, and have some flexibility as to where it is. We're asking them to keep it in the living room because people said to stay out of your bedroom, so we're trying to stay in the living room. The outlet is usually about right here, and it's supposed to be level with where the outlet is, and that's where this goes. You can kind of see it right there on the wall. But, it's going to be closest to where the active coaxial cable is. We don't want to have to develop another pathway to get into your home. So if the cable is going like this and it enters here, we're going to try and enter right there. And hopefully, it's amenable to you. And if it's not, then, and you say, I don't want it, well, then we're going to put you in the long queue and we'll have to have a discussion at another time. But we'll have flexibility in discussing it. And the standard is the living room. But if there's something that goes into the bedroom and you're insisting on that, then obviously we would have to talk about it. Okay? So don't worry about that part until we're actually in your home and figure out, yeah, that makes the most sense. And do we have a way to get in there? Yes, we do. Let's do that. That makes sense.
And then you also have the choice of getting a second Euro, and when I say the choice, you can, if your home is over 1,500 square feet, we'll give you two automatically. If it's not over 1,500 feet, These are available on Amazon. They're running for about 100, 125 is the last time I saw. But again, one is going to be provided for you if your home is under 1,500 square feet, and two, if it's larger.
It's over 1,500 square feet, so
Yeah.
I would require, it would be 2 from Ting, correct?
Yes.
If your home is over 1,500 square feet,
Yes.
you will get 2 from Ting, and they will place them strategically so you have better coverage.
Right, so like in your instance, you will probably have it put, I'm just saying this, all right? You're probably going to have the master one, the parent in the living room, and then you're going to have the child, the second unit, the mesh, probably in that den, and then you'd be all done. Okay. Possibly. Okay, again, flexibility, common sense. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're trying to get into the home the same way the coaxial cable is getting into your home.
Well, basically, you're reinventing the wheel in Laguna Woods because technically Laguna Woods is still living in early 1970s.
No, kind of. Not really.
So-
I do want to give you all credit because in 1995, and believe it or not, I was here, same people, we did the same thing. We had a coaxial cable, and we're talking actual coaxial cable buried in the ground. You all decided to build a $19 million HFC plant. What does that mean? Hybrid fiber coaxial cable plant. So we're actually fiber before people even knew what fiber was. So we have fiber in the street and actually fiber to the curb. And from the curb, we're coaxial cable in your home. $19 million today is $35 million. And this project is costing you 17. And it's because the people in 1995 had the foresight and knew that, look, we're building it for you all. Because they didn't know what high-speed internet was in 1995. So, we're lucky that they were willing to do that, and you're kind of doing the same.
Right. So I'm understanding this as the cable coming into the house has nothing to do with the cable that we have now in our homes. Or it does.
Yeah, the cable in your house is how you get internet and TV right now.
Well, so the cable in my house is in the office.
Yeah.
Because my house has all new wiring.
Right.
So I'm not making this all about me. So
No.
I'm just trying to.
Again, let's.
Okay. Then we'll start.
When we get to your house, we'll discuss it. And a lot of it, and because of what you're saying, a lot of you have remodeled your house. You've had general contractors tear down walls and turn atriums into dens and bedrooms and all kinds of stuff. So, until we get in the house, we look at the floor plan, we go in the house and we're like, wow, it doesn't even look anything like this. So, once we get to your home, if there's been a remodel or some construction done, there's been a wall added or removed, that's when we use common sense and just go, okay, this is the best entry. Can we get here? And let's do it.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. And for your TVs, you need a box for each one of your TVs?
You just need a smart TV. And most people have a smart TV. Download the app, you don't need a box. The box is there for people that their TV might be old, or they just don't want to network their TV, or they want to take it to Wisconsin with them when they're a snowbird, but you don't need a box. If you have a smart TV, which most people do, if you can watch Netflix on your TV, more than likely you'd be watching DirecTV stream on the same thing.
So you would have an account that you would create with a username and a password?
Yeah.
Correct.
No? Thank you. I guess
Yes, ma'am.
time's up.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Judy. I'm at 3156B, and I have a 1,400 square foot unit. So I'm right on the cusp. I'm not going to get 2 Eros from Ting, obviously. I have tried Eero before because with West Coast, my personally owned modem and router wasn't working, et cetera, so I got an Eero. And there was problems, so I had to use a Wi-Fi extender. So my question is, rather than paying for a second Eero on my own, can I use my current non-Eero Wi-Fi extender with the Eero that Ting is going to provide?
That's a good question. I believe that most of the new technology will sync with the Euro just the way you have it. But I think the gentlemen at the Mac and PC groups would be the ones I would reach out for the finality there.
Okay. My second follow-up is about cost. So I understood from you, Gary, that currently our HOA fee is about $31 are for the broadband. And we're going to pay an additional $40 plus $25. So what about the $31 that are no longer needed?
It's gone.
You're trading $31 for $25.
Okay, except it's not 31 minus the 25. We're paying the 31, and we're no longer getting broadband, correct?
Yeah. 31 goes away.
Oh, 31 will be removed.
And gets replaced by the 25.
I see. So we're getting a $6 decrease, basically, in TV services. Great. Wonderful to hear.
It'll be about break even.
And then very lastly, maybe I'm slow on the uptake. I don't have smart TVs, so when you talk about two devices being connected, I have two TVs right now that are physically, I don't have any boxes, physically connected by a cable from the wall, and then I have my modem that's connected to the wall. So is that 3 devices?
No, because your modem is going to be your old internet.
Yeah.
Your TVs, if it's not smart, then you're just going to, in August or September when we roll this to your home, you would connect that Gemini little box. It's like a Roku to your TV. It has nothing to do really with the internet. It's just a way to get programming. So once we get into your home, your 2 devices, more than likely whatever you use your phone a lot or you use your tablet a lot, let's do those. And then you would connect your printer and whatever else to the network.
Oh, okay. So like my laptop and my phone, for example.
Sorry, as far as connecting, I just want to clarify. The devices can handle over 100 things that we can connect to it. It's a matter of time's sake. So when the person is installing it, when we're saying we will connect, that means that we'll sit with you, we'll actually log on and physically connect to devices.
Okay, great, thanks.
Hi, I'm Glenn at 3505. An observation. If you have Paramount Plus or HBO Now, don't just cancel, because you will lose your whole history if you just go on to another system. You have to, I've done this, you call them and they will help you move to the new system.
That's a great suggestion, thank you.
You're welcome. And for those of us who spent 30 years in the industry, is your mesh system in of itself configurable? I have an Orbi in my other house and I don't need an extra router. I configure the Orbi and that just sets up. Or do I need a router with your mesh system? Okay, your Eero. Can I configure it directly for Wi-Fi, guest Wi-Fi, local area network? I don't need a separate router.
Correct. Yeah. You can program it the way you have programmed your router now, and you could also use that Wi-Fi router in addition if you'd like to.
Okay, thanks.
Hi, Connie at 5480. And a couple of clarifying points. So our home is more than 1,500 square feet. So the second Eero doesn't need a second entry point from outside. It's a mesh.
Correct.
It just needs power.
All right, needs power. And if we have smart TVs, when the Gemini set-top boxes come, we really don't need those.
That's correct.
As long as you can download the app.
Okay. And my last question has to do with recording. So today we have a TiVo box and we record content. And I'm assuming on DirecTV, I don't know, will we have a way to record content?
Yes, it's all going to be in the cloud. And you'll be able to record up to 5 programs at once, and you'll have plenty of cloud storage just like you would in your hard drive.
Okay, and the cloud storage is a set amount? Would we be able to purchase more if we need
You
it?
can. You can buy more storage, right, for I think $10. I don't want to quote that, but yeah, if you...
But that's all between us and DirecTV?
Yes, it is.
Also the tiers that we want above the basic content, like sports programming? Right. Okay.
Sorry, we do have a bit of a correction. My team here is helping us out. As far as recording is concerned, you do need to use the box if you're going to record.
Oh.
You don't need the box. Yeah. No, you don't need the box to record.
I'm going to play ping pong here.
Yeah. No, all the recording is in the cloud. There's nothing stored in the box. The box is just another.
Unless the box
device.
is the conduit to request.
To record 5 programs at once, apparently.
Oh, okay, 5 maybe.
Up to 5.
Up to 5 you need a box, or beyond 5 you need a box.
There's only 5.
Mike, please.
So you can record 5 at once, but you would need the Gemini Stream box in order to do that.
What
Stick
if
with
you,
4.
Okay.
So you can do like 1 on your app, but if you're going to do multiples, you will need to use the Gemini Stream box.
And that's at once. So you can record your Sunday CBS morning
No,
news.
I understand,
and then
but if
can
you
do-
have different channels
Exactly.
record, broadcasting something at the same time, then you have to have the box? Okay.
Up
Thank
to
you.
5.
Thank you.
My name is Les, 2401. I got 3 questions. One's very simple. I think you just answered it. My son-in-law put a euro in, so just take one out, put the other one in, or just leave it alone and put the new one in also.
Yeah, it's really simple. If you're trying to swap them, it's all governed on the app on your phone. So you would unplug the old one, plug in the new one, and let it sync with your account. But with the mesh, you are able to turn on the new one, and it will sync with the existing one. If you were to buy that second one, it's super simple.
I'm in one of those 3-story buildings. We have a rec room, has a cable connection. Is that going to be hooked up so that we can put the TV on?
Are you in a garden villa?
What?
You're in a garden villa?
Garden villas, yes.
Yeah, so we're talking to the Garden Villa Association right now, and their executive board is about to vote on whether to have the 53 rec rooms wired for internet. So until we get their approval, which it sounds, I don't want to say, so it's definitely in the plans.
Okay.
The Garden Villa Association is apparently going to support putting it in the rec room. However, the cost for that would then be divided by the total number of people living in that particular Garden Villa building on a monthly basis.
There's 24 people in a building.
So it's $40 divided by 24 people. It's about $1.75 extra as a surcharge.
The last thing is, what are you going to do with the, I should go a little bit forward. You're putting those raceways in to put the fiber optic on the side of the building. What's going to happen to the coaxial cables that are also going up the side of the hill?
Yeah, that would definitely be another remediation project that somebody would work on for you, but we could also use those cables as a pull string. So there's some, as you know, if somebody else wanted to pull another network through there, at least now we can just attach it to the coaxial cable and pull it to some extent. But most of that, all of that on the exterior of your home and even in the sidewalks and under the ground is going to stay in place for now until a project is put together to slowly remove it or just leave it in place.
Hi, Ed Elwell, 3382C, and I apologize, I've got another installation question. Currently, all my living room electronics, including the modem and the router, are within a built-in cabinet on the exterior wall. Will Ting install their equipment in that same cabinet? I see you shaking your head.
Yeah, well, I've seen, it's basically a media room, right?
Pardon?
It's like a media room where you have all your hardware and all your devices go into that switch or whatever it is. Is that what you have?
The cable comes into that cabinet, the router is in that cabinet, the modem's in that cabinet, all my sound system's in that cabinet, the DVD player, the TiVo unit, there's electrical outlets.
Right.
It's all on the exterior
Yeah,
wall.
I've seen one of those, and again, that was kind of like our discussion earlier. That would be then when the installer comes in, you'd have that discussion. where's your equipment now? How do we enter? And how far is it? And can we get there? So that would be just another discussion. And when the installer schedules, they would come and do a pre-site like the gentleman mentioned, and then determine if that's the best pathway.
Those are definitely the right things to have in mind as we start to come around, is like, where is my current cable placed, and do I have furniture in the way, or is it in a piece of furniture? Those are definitely things our installer needs to know, first and foremost when they come to do the install. That way you guys can have a good organic conversation about, is that where it needs to be and where it can be.
Diane?
Hi, Diane, 5587A. And my question is kind of like Ed's. We have all of our TVs hooked to a TiVo system, and we have a card that we got from you that we plug in. So all that won't work. That's not going to interface with yours. Instead, they're all going to be smart. Okay, so I can't use the TiVo.
You would not use, well, TiVo went out of business last year. They no longer support or manufacture any of their products. So we're just trying to keep them running for this year. The cable cards, CommScope no longer manufactures or supports cable cards. So that's just going to go away and sunset. So you would eventually ask you to bring your set-top boxes to a location. Your router and your cable modem that you bought from West Coast Internet or from Best Buy are yours. You do what you like with them if you're not going to utilize them in your home. So, we just would probably just take your set-top boxes back, and we would have to take them as electronic waste in some way.
Okay, thanks.
Also, I just want to take a minute to let you know that these two items that are going to be installed in your home, both the Eero and the ONT, are property of Ting. They do have a sticker on them that says they are property of Ting, so when you move, please make sure to leave them behind. They are now part of your fixture. Think about it as your sink. However, the DirecTV boxes, the Geminis that will be sent out to you, those are yours to keep. So again, anything that has a Ting sticker on it, it will literally say property of Ting.
Hi, Laura, 2394. I do not, at the moment, have a smart TV. Can I download the DirecTV app on my iPad and take advantage of the free and delete what I have?
Yeah, you can download the DirecTV Stream app to your phone. As long as the operating system is somewhat current. If you have a iPhone 10, probably not going to work, but your tablet, you can do that as well.
And
watch TV out on the patio as long as you have Wi-Fi.
Okay, but HBO and Peacock would still be free?
Yeah, and that's separate, right? So that's just a different app that you would have, but if you're going to have the DirecTV package, then yeah, you would have the HBO Max and the Paramount Plus with Showtime apps as well.
Free?
Ad-free and free.
Ad-free and free. Okay, so then I can delete what I've got.
And we will get those usernames and passwords out to you starting in August. So don't cancel today, but starting in August.
Don't worry about that. Will I be able to see because I have no idea how all this works. Now when you go onto the TV, you see a lineup. Will I still be able to see a lineup, even though it's not a smart TV?
The box has a lineup, so your box is going to have a channel guide. It actually has a home. It has a library of your favorites. It actually shows just sports, and there's actually kind of a cool mix where it'll show 4 channels at once, if they're all news channels. So you'll see a guide, and then you'd be able to record just like you usually, like if you had a box.
Okay. To go back what the gentleman said before, I don't understand. He said don't delete. Like I have Amazon and I've got Peacock and HBO. That not to delete it immediately.
Right.
Why?
It sounds like only the Paramount Plus with Showtime account and the HBO Max account.
Right.
You definitely tell them that, look, our HOA now is providing this, and here's my credentials, and then that way they can port over. Basically, it sounds like your library, but Netflix and Prime and whatever else you might have, that's up to you. But HBO Max and Paramount Plus with Showtime, when you call them, just make sure that they transfer your library with your account. So those are the only two.
Okay. Thank you.
Before we jump into the next question, maybe we can have Bailey talk to us a little bit about DirecTV and what we're doing to show you all the cool bells and whistles. I got to tell you that one of the reasons that we chose DirecTV is because of this user guide that we were talking about, the TV guide. I know that's very popular here in the community, and it's going to make it as seamless as possible, but maybe you can tell us about what DirecTV is doing for us.
Okay, hello, I'm Bailey. So DirecTV, you will receive 2 Gemini Stream boxes, 2 remotes, which have voice activation if you have a Gmail account. You receive the entertainment package, which has over 90 channels, HBO Max, the ad-free version, as well as Paramount Plus with Showtime, the ad-free version as well. And then you can record up to 5 programs at one time.
Yes, in addition to that, I just wanted to let everyone know that DirecTV is actually going to sponsor someone to come over and to be here. We're probably going to be in this building, and we'll set up some TVs so you can come in and you can see and feel and show and touch. That way you can kind of start getting a handle of it. So these are things that are going to be drop shipped to you, so you'll be able to install them yourselves. But again, we're going to have a lot of support here for you so you can see all the different facets and items that you'll have at your fingertips.
Yep, and that will be going on July through November, and then we'll be raffling off TVs as well, new smart TVs for residents.
Perfect. Sorry, I forgot where we were.
Hi, I'm Barbara from 2352B. Question about the Eero app. As I understand it, it basically is controlling the connectivity between the Eero device and my devices, my outlets. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else that we would be using the Eero app for other than to connect, disconnect, manage our device connections?
You can change your password, you can change the name of the username, those kinds of things.
And you did say that the Gemini streaming device is going to be a freebie, correct?
It's going to be part of your assessments, yes.
Excellent. Can we order a second one if we want to?
Everyone will get 2 to begin with, and again, if you have a smart TV, you don't even need it. So if you have 3 TVs, because that's going to be the next question, is I have 3 TVs. I'm sure at least one of them is a smart TV, so you can download the app, and you'll have 2 Gemini boxes.
And while I don't have 1,500 square feet in my unit, it's kind of configured oddly. If I decide with your installer that we really need another Eero box, is that free, or do I have to pay an assessment for it, or what's the scoop on that?
Yeah, they're only going to, in your case, they would only install the router
Right.
that the GRF owns, or Ting owns, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
And then you would have to purchase your own other router and mesh it together. They're on Amazon.
Right, so in other words, if I decided right off the top, I want you guys to install 2, you can't give me 2, you go give me 1, and I'll have to purchase the other one from Amazon and have it available when you come in, is that correct?
Yeah, I think that's something we would have to talk about. You know, if they have a Eero there and it's already ready to go, would you guys mesh that?
Yeah, there'd be no problem for us to hook that up. It's a very simple process.
So it would be I'd have to purchase it rather than getting a second one with a charge from you guys, correct? Thank you so much.
I was just informed by Mr. Muchnick that this is supposed to kind of wrap up about 4:30, so if you have hopefully, obviously we want to answer all your questions, but just wanted to let you know, but we're here as long as you want us here.
My 3 are quick. Gary Davis, 53691B. 2 things. What is the age of your smart TVs where they stop supporting them, and how old of a smart TV can you have where it's still going to work with your system? Number 1. Number 2, what's going to happen when DirecTV starts getting into a irritating contest, I'll use that word, with Channel 5, channel with ABC, CBS, NBC? Are we going to lose them like everybody else in the country does? Because that's what happens with DirecTV and Dish TV. They get into a crimming contest with them, and then they just cut us off. So are we going to lose that like we do there?
To my knowledge, no, you will not be losing those channels. And then for the DirecTV app, a good rule of thumb is 2017 smart TV or newer for the
20
DirecTV app.
2017 or newer?
Correct.
Great. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes, this is a Stephen from 103D, like David. I have a suggestion, since this is a major improvement on our communication systems. So why don't you, instead of show the picture here, if you set up a demo, use one of our, we have a computer classroom, or even borrow a room from this clubhouse, and you set up a demo, right? People can see the whole thing from the cable coming, whether you use modulator, demodulator, or the router and all the other device, and with hookup with TV, let people take a look, see, understand the whole thing. Okay?
Yeah, you should attend some of the PC Club classes. They've been doing streaming classes and doing demonstrations for about 6 months. So if you guys want to be a part of Gary's classes on streaming, not only will you learn about DirecTV Stream and how to download Netflix and some of the things that he just mentioned, be sure and look at the website and join some of these classes, because that's been happening for about 6 months, and these things will continue to happen throughout the year and into future years.
Okay,
yes, ma'am.
thank you.
Yeah, just to reiterate as well, we will have hands-on learning here at the PAC for DirecTV. You'll be able to come in, see the TVs, go through the Gemini, touch the remote, the entire process here.
I think my question is pretty simple. I have Euro now, and it works great. And so I have, where my main TV is, I have what you're calling the parent. Okay, and then in my front room, I have another little Euro unit, and it's plugged in the wall. And then I have another one in my bedroom on the other side of the house. So are those two little the babies that I have?
Everybody follow her home.
Are those two
I'm
little?
curious which one you have. You might have the Eero 6.
I've had it for a while.
Yeah, so you might have which it still works. I think it goes up to 900 megabits, which is more than enough for any of the homes in our community. But now we have Wi-Fi 7. So these are Eero 7's Wi-Fi, but exactly what you've done is what anybody in our community can do.
So the two babies that I have, will they still work?
I would admit that all three of those will still work on the new network.
Right.
Okay, well, I'd rather have a newer one if I'm going to be given a newer one.
Well,
but
you're going to need new
I don't
babies.
I don't have to worry. I have great coverage that way.
It sounds like you have a really good setup, and you're going to go, if you're going 800, 900 megabits, that's more than enough for one person.
I don't understand that. Just somebody set it up for me and it works great.
Then you're going to be very happy. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Yes, I'm Jerry from 2197. Currently, in our channel lineups, there are some foreign language stations, like my wife watches one for a Mandarin. In the the proposed lineup, I don't see any foreign language channel. Like our community has over 20% population of Asians. I don't see any consideration for that. What are their options after the changeover?
Yeah, the options are to watch a lot of those foreign language stations on the web, or they have their own apps as well, just like Korea TV or NHK. So the foreign language stations you're seeing on your basic lineup are just over-the-air from LA standard definition channels to kind of fill up the lineup and to help our residents that now live in our community. But again, this is mostly a very robust, I don't even know how to say it, but other than cable networks. So there's some PBS stations from Los Angeles, but as far as foreign language stations, you would just buy or download the app and find whatever language you choose. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, hi. I'm Marcia from 2345C. My question is this. I came here in about 2013. My mom had been here since 90-something. She had coax and all these other things, and then I came, and eventually I got a smart TV, probably around 2017 or maybe earlier, I don't know, I got it from a friend, and it had a remote with Netflix on it, so I'm assuming it's smart. I got AT&T when I came so my internet would work. I have Verizon on my phone. I didn't even know what your broadband was here. I mean, I didn't think it was good for my computer. Do I need to get rid of the AT&T, or will this new business take care of Wi-Fi from my computer?
Absolutely.
So I can get rid of AT&T?
Yes, once we're in your home, you'll be able to get rid of AT&T.
So like August-ish?
Yeah, you'll probably save quite a bit of money.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
paying out. Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, and you'll have much better service too. So.
Hi, I'm Marilyn from 2393E. So I'm not sure if it's coincidental, but since they installed their box in the ground from Ting outside our building, I have been having issues with my Wi-Fi. Now my concern is, because I lose it quite often now, and you've said that none of this is supported anymore, and it could be quite a while until we actually are set up in our building. What happens until then? Do I continue having my Wi-Fi keep go out?
Well, we are having issues with a lot of components. So I know, well, first of all, we had a very large Southern California Edison outage that affected a lot of our equipment. And a lot of our equipment doesn't like to turn on all at once. So that blows fuses and all kinds of other things happen. So that happened, I believe, in your 2000 area. And what usually happens is West Coast Internet will say, we're hearing a lot of noise in your building, and they'll call us to go and fix it. And usually we have to replace some part that we've jury-rigged, basically. So, you know, this project is supposed to be completed by November, hopefully, at the latest. So we only have about 10 months of us to still continue to run this 1999 Camry and get us down the road. So if you're having issues, just call resident services. You know, usually West Coast Internet will call or text, and we'll get out there and see what the issue is. But yeah, we're going to kind of stumble for a little bit because, you know, it's just an old plant now. We've done an incredible job of keeping it up for 30 years, and it's done a great job for us as it did. And now we're moving on to new technology.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, sir.
I'm James. I'm in 5056. And my main TV, I've got cable and Roku. I switch back and forth for the cable. I've got ESPN 257 over-the-air channels, and I've got Netflix, HBO, etc. with Roku. With regard to the things that you're going to provide, HBO, Showtime, and Paramount Plus, I presume I don't need the Roku anymore. The only reason I guess I'd keep the Roku is if I want to have Netflix and some of the other channels. Is that right, or am I incorrect?
Well, Roku has its own channel lineup, so that's why a lot of people get the Roku. I have a Roku TV. I don't have the little box. But that's not going to affect this. All this stuff they're doing is not going to affect anything in how you have your apps. You know, apps are Netflix, you know, and all the things you just mentioned. You would have the same experience. Actually, it's just going to be faster.
So I could, the Roku is not obsolete. I should keep it to access.
No, if you like it, keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to, anything that West Coast Internet is providing for you now, just think of this on steroids. You're just going to have better service.
Then the other TVs I've got that, I've just got a Roku. I didn't hook up the cable. I've just got Roku. I presume now it's going to be, the other TVs are going to get DirecTV.
Right. If you want, Roku downloads, you can download the DirecTV app to those TVs, and then you're done.
Fine. Thank you.
Hi, my name is David Wells, 552 in Towers. Do you get a public addressable IP address? You do? Okay, can you get more than one?
We don't typically accept that up for a residential connection, no. Yeah, the Euro's meant to just send out your open single IP.
Right, and then you get a private address in your residence. Okay, so you can't buy a second one or anything like that?
No.
I see. And when was the schedule for the clubhouses to get the fiber?
The community-wide Wi-Fi, which we didn't even tell you is also going to be incredible, is going to be after. Our most important priority right now is residents and making sure the residential units are done. And as soon as the residential units are done at the end of the year, all of these clubhouses and even your gatehouses will be connected through this network.
And if somebody like the PC Club or the Video Club want to get their own basically unit and not share it with the public Laguna Woods Wi-Fi, that's possible?
Well, you're going to have an Aruba Wi-Fi, a LAN, basically. So then you would just make your own little LAN, right? And so if a PC, I don't know what you do over there, Gary, but you could make your own little network. Yeah, you could.
But we wouldn't be sharing it with the Laguna Woods public thing.
Right,
We've done our own,
right,
like a residence.
right.
We could do that.
Yes, you could.
Okay, thank you.
You answered part of what my name is Bill, 3423A. Certainly, once you get the Wi-Fi for the area set up, you can be able to stream anywhere, correct? Within the community. What if you go outside of the community 2 miles away? There'll be, for instance, Spectrum, which is what I had before cable, allowed you to do that. So the system will not have that at all, correct?
No, the system's footprint is within the walls of the community. And so, like, if you go to Lake Forest and go to Snooty Fox, you're not going to be on our network.
Okay.
I haven't been there in a long time.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Debbie, and I'm in 2173, and I work from home occasionally, and I'm just really concerned about my internet and when my downtime's going to be, and I have an Ethernet cord right now that goes to my laptop, and I just want to make sure that's going to stay set up the way it is.
Yes.
Yeah, you can continue to use that Ethernet cord, but more importantly, what's going to be very advantageous for you is the upload speed. So again, we've talked about...
I haven't had any problems. Lupe set me up.
One of the gentlemen that you saw in the video there does Mark does a lot of pictures, as you know, and he's just commenting as far as how quickly he's able to upload all of his pictures, whereas before it was 10, 20, or maybe even 30, now it's 2,000. He's just flying.
How much downtime will I have, though, when they do the crossover?
Sorry, one more time.
Oh, you won't have any downtime.
Okay.
None at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we're, again, and a lot of people have left, but luckily this is being recorded and televised. We're encouraging everyone to stay on the West Coast internet service until this is completed, because we still have tests and outages and other things to do as we build the network out to 13,000 homes.
Okay.
So you'll always have the West Coast internet as your backup as we build the project.
Perfect. And I'm really old school. I have 2 TVs that are not smart TVs. They work fantastic. I love them. They're like 42 inches. And I don't know if I'm still going to, I have a TiVo. So is that DirecTV taking over for TiVo?
Yes.
It is. Okay, so it's a direct, see, I don't understand that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's
so.
okay.
I just know what works. So then I have Netflix on TiVo right now, but I'll find it through DirecTV going forward.
Yeah, that little box right there is also going to let you load your Netflix and other accounts on it as well. And if your TV's not smart, all you need is HDMI, and that's the cable comes up. That's all you need.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
You're welcome. We need to start wrapping this up. Okay, real quick, please.
I'm Chong Hao, 5449. Very simple question. Are we going to get the Euro 7 or Euro 7 Pro routers?
7. Next question.
Okay. Fred, 3161A. Right now, I'm not even hooked up to the Village TV. I have DirecTV, and that's what I've got. How will that change when you come in?
You would cancel your current DirecTV, and then you would just have the HOA's version of the DirecTV lineup.
Fine, yeah, okay, thank you.
James again, 5056. When would you get to the homes in, the manors in Gate 11?
Gate 11, you're in the single-family homes.
That's right.
Yeah, it's going to be, I would say, July, August time. Once you start seeing people working in the streets and then people hanging on the building, then you know they're really close.
Of this,
But you can see how we're flowing to the left. Nah, it's not last, but he lives somewhere close. Anything by the towers is going to be later. So that's the flow of, basically we're heading to Laguna Beach.
you're talking this late summer, middle of summer?
Yes, sir. We
Fine.
have, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
All right, one last question.
Ron in 2205E. Kind of a technical question for me that I need to know. I have about 4 different things on Ethernet I need to connect. There's only one out in that ERO, right? One out. So you have to connect a bridging item or something that will handle the extra Ethernet I need.
Right.
What's the specs that are required for that in order to get the actual speed that's coming through? Because I'm sure that I thought I read somewhere that if you don't get the right Ethernet cords and the right bridge there, you won't get the speed.
Yeah, I can take
Anybody
that
know
one.
that?
Yeah, the piece you'll need, just like you said, you'll need a bridger to be able to plug multiple Cat5s into. You'll want to use a Cat6 cord. That's the Ethernet, and then the switch gear that you buy or the splitter needs to be 2 gig capable.
2 gig capable.
2
Okay.
gig. Yep.
That's it. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. And everybody, thank you all for coming. We hope that you got your questions answered or heard somebody else ask the question that you needed to ask. And there'll be more information available. The Ting ambassadors will also be around at various locations to answer questions. The PC Club is always available to help with things up on the 3rd floor of the community center if you have questions. As Jose said, they'll be setting up demos, and DirecTV will be setting up eventually a demo. And this is, like we said earlier, all being videotaped. So if you didn't get some of the information down quick enough, you'll be able to watch it on the videotape, and we'll be sending out that link to everybody as soon as we have it. Other than that, have a wonderful day. Thank you.